ever get that feeling.
Right.
Like we're drowning in information, but we're somehow like less informed about what actually matters.
Oh, totally. It's like this weird paradox, right? I mean, we've got like the entire sum of human knowledge in our pockets, but
Right.
but at the end of the day, did we learn anything like truly valuable? Anything, you know?
Yeah. No, it's a good point. And it's kind of what got me thinking about this whole deep dive that we're going to do today based on the stuff you sent me.
Yeah.
It's kind of unsettling, really.
Yeah.
It's this idea that maybe all this distraction, it's not an accident, right?
Right.
Like maybe some pretty powerful folks actually want us to be distracted, kept away from the things that actually make a difference.
Yeah. Keep us looking over here while.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to unpack today. This whole they want you distracted, not informed thing. How does it work? What tech's involved? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
what are the implications? And the article you flagged, it's got some pretty wild stuff in it, like even perspectives from Gawdat, the AI guy.
Right. He's got some really interesting thoughts about this actually. He's seen it firsthand.
So let's get into it. Distraction politics.
Mhm.
The article starts there. Is this a new thing, though, this idea of like using diversions to keep people focused on
Not at all.
the shiny objects rather than the real issues?
No. No, I mean you can trace it back, as far back as you want. I mean, look at ancient Rome, right? Bread and circuses. Keep them fed, keep them entertained.
Keep them distracted.
Don't let them think too much about what's going on, right? But what's different now is the technology, the scale of it.
It's relentless, right?
Yeah.
It's personalized. It's in your pocket 24/7. And the article, it lists out some of these tactics, right? Deception, avoidance, manipulation. Like it's almost like a checklist for how to avoid accountability.
It is. And footnote 1 in the article, it actually lists, denial, dismissiveness,
What?
obfuscation, feigned ignorance, all these ways to kind of deflect scrutiny.
Right. So if you don't want to deal with something, just
Right, muddy the waters.
muddy the waters, throw up a smoke screen.
Yeah, yeah.
And they use this great analogy, the magicians, look over there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's so simple, but it's such a perfect illustration of how our attention can be like hijacked.
Yeah, absolutely. While you're looking at the shiny thing, the flashy thing,
Right.
Something else is happening over here that you're not paying attention to.
Right. And it's not just happening randomly, right?
No, it's very calculated.
The article talks about political campaigns. Like they're literally hiring strategists. Whose whole job it is to create these distractions, to figure out how to like sway influential people, key demographics at just the right moment. Codem magazine, they mentioned that. It's pretty wild when you think about like the level of planning
Oh, yeah.
that goes into this. Like think about like a sudden controversial news story
Right, before an election.
drops right before some crucial piece of legislation is being voted on.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And the article makes this really good point that misinformation
Yeah.
is a key part of this whole strategy. It's not just about looking away, it's about being shown something.
That's not even real.
That's not real.
It's like they're creating an alternate reality to keep us busy.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's not just like one group,
Yeah.
right? It's like a whole ecosystem. It's marketing firms, it's special interest groups, it's even like
People inside news outlets,
yeah.
lobbying groups. Yeah.
and they use all these tactics. The article talks about this, like
Yeah.
selective presentation of facts, taking things out of context, misquoting people,
Mhm.
even like doctoring images. Like
Yeah, doctoring images and videos.
it's crazy. No wonder it's so hard to like figure out what's actually going on. You must feel this all the time.
Oh, all the time. It's exhausting, right? You constantly have to be like, wait, is that true? Where's that coming from?
It's like you're constantly having to second guess everything. And then the article takes this really interesting turn, right? It's like, okay, so this has been going on for a while.
Right.
But now we've got technology.
Right.
And technology has basically put this whole distraction machine on steroids.
It's the ultimate distraction machine, right? I mean, traditional media, it had its limits.
Yeah.
You could only reach so many people. But our devices, they're with us all the time.
Yeah.
They're personalized. It's a whole new level.
And social media, right?
Yeah.
That's like prime real estate in this distraction landscape.
Mhm.
And they talk about the attention economy. It sounds kind of cold and clinical, but it really does describe what's going on, right? Like our attention
It's a commodity.
is literally a commodity
Yeah.
because these platforms, they make money based on how long we're on them.
Right.
So their goal is to keep us engaged, even if that means showing us stuff that's like...
Even if it's junk.
Yeah, exactly. Junk food for the brain. It's like, if it gets the clicks, if it keeps you scrolling, that's all that matters.
Exactly. It's about engagement. Every click, every share, every minute you spend scrolling, that's what they're selling.
And they're really good at it.
Yeah.
Right. It's like they've figured out all the little triggers, the things that make us...
I've got it down to a science.
Angry, happy, anxious.
All the algorithms.
Yeah. And they just keep feeding us more of it. And there's this quote in the article that really struck me. It says, society has become a mega system for creating distracting output. Like just churning out distraction. Little substance, highly stimulating low-level consciousness engagement.
Wow.
That's pretty harsh, but...
It's true, though.
But, I mean, is it that far off?
It's not. It's not. I mean, think about how many apps, how many websites, how many, social media feeds are designed to just give you that little dopamine hit, that little...
Instant gratification.
Yeah, instant gratification.
You don't have to think too hard. You just scroll, you click, you like.
Yeah, and that's what they want.
And then you've got the smartphone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the delivery device for all of this, right?
Right.
Codem magazine calls it the primary instrument of distraction. And it's hard to argue with that, right? I mean,
our pocket.
It's always there.
With it.
It's like this little portal to infinite distraction.
Infinite, yeah.
And it's not just the content, right? It's the way these things are designed.
Right. The design is intentional.
The infinite scroll, the notifications, the reward systems.
It's like a slot machine in your pocket.
It really is, right? Like you get that little notifications like...
little dopamine hit.
Ooh, what is it? What is it? And they're really good at like making it unpredictable.
Keep you coming back for more.
It's like they studied, addiction, and they were like,
they did.
Okay, how do we hook people?
They did.
It's kind of scary. But then the article shifts gears a bit, and it brings in Gawdat, and he brings this whole other perspective to it, especially around this idea of control.
Yeah, Gawdat, he's got this incredible background at Google X, right?
Yeah.
He really understands AI, and he talks about this thing called the illusion of control, this idea that we're all in control of our lives, that we're making all these free choices.
But we're not.
But are we really?
Right.
I mean, think about how much of what we see online, how much of what we engage with is actually being dictated by algorithms.
It's like we think we're driving.
Right.
But we're actually just like on a track.
On autopilot.
And we don't even realize it.
Yeah. And Gawdat, he's been warning about this for years, right? He's seen it firsthand at Google.
Yeah, he's seen it, yeah.
He's seen how powerful these systems are, and he talks about things like AI bias.
Right.
How AI can be used to manipulate people.
Yeah.
Even who's actually in control of these systems. Like, are we controlling them, or are they starting to control us?
That's kind of freaky. And it's not just about, like, what we click on, right?
Oh.
He talks about how AI could change, like, everything.
Creativity, work, wealth.
Like the very fabric of society.
Yeah. And he makes this really, really stark statement. He says, AI will have the power of God.
Oh.
Like, that's how powerful he thinks this technology is.
So if you combine that with this whole distraction machine, right?
Yeah.
Like a population that's constantly distracted, easily influenced, and potentially being like subtly controlled by these AI systems.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty bleak picture. And it brings us to the geopolitical stuff, right? Because if we're all so distracted, if we're not paying attention...
Who's making the decision?
Yeah, exactly. Who's running the show?
Yeah.
And the article talks about how this strategic management of public attention, it has huge consequences.
It's huge.
Because a distracted population, they're not going to be scrutinizing their governments.
Yeah.
They're not going to be holding corporations accountable.
We're too busy scrolling.
They're too busy watching, whatever the latest viral thing is. And then you've got the rise of these big tech companies.
Right.
They're not just, selling us phones and software anymore. They're major geopolitical players now.
Yeah, they're global forces.
Yeah. Wired magazine, they make this point in the article that these companies, they're shaping international relations, national security, global governance.
Yeah.
Like, think about Facebook trying to launch their own currency.
Right.
Think about how these platforms are being used to spread propaganda, to recruit people.
To manipulate elections.
Yeah. I mean, they have so much power to shape the information environment, to influence what people think, what people talk about. And when you combine that with all these attention-grabbing techniques,
right,
it's kind of a recipe for disaster, isn't it?
it can be. And the article makes this really interesting point that this whole media environment, this constant distraction, it might actually be making us dumber. Like, it's lowering our IQs. It's making us less able to think critically.
Wow. Okay, so it's not all doom and gloom, right?
No.
The article does talk about some things we can do, some ways to, like, push back, to reclaim our attention.
And we're not powerless.
No, exactly. We have agency. And Gawdat magazine, they have this great quote. They say, "We have to take back control of our lives, otherwise we're going to perish, doomed by distraction." It's a little dramatic.
A little dramatic, but
I mean, it makes the point. So what can we do?
So practical steps.
Yeah.
Limit your smartphone usage.
Okay.
Be more critical of the sources you engage with.
Okay, so be more mindful about where you're getting your information from.
Exactly. Understand the mechanisms of distraction.
So how these platforms are designed to hook us.
Yeah, know your enemy.
Know your enemy.
Yeah.
And then there's media literacy, right?
Huge.
Being able to tell the difference between, real information and
distracts
and junk.
Yeah, and demanding better from our media sources. Like, the article talks about how we need to hold news outlets accountable for all the junk they're throwing at us.
Stop serving up the distraction.
Just stop serving up the distraction.
Yeah, and maybe we need to stop, craving it so much.
Yeah.
So to bring it all back, this deep dive into they want you distracted, not informed. It's kind of eye-opening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't just random noise. It seems like there's a real effort to keep us...
It's concerted effort.
Yeah, concerted effort to keep us distracted from the stuff that really matters. And technology, especially AI, it's put this whole thing on hyperdrive.
Yeah, amplified it.
And Gawdat's perspective, I mean,
yeah,
it's chilling, right? This idea that we might not even be in control as much as we think we are.
Yeah.
And the implications, I mean, globally, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But the takeaway, I think, is that we're not helpless.
No, we're not.
We can make choices about where we direct our attention.
We have agency.
We have agency. And that's powerful.
Absolutely.
So for you listening right now, think about this. How might understanding all of this whole distraction machine, how might it change how you interact with your phone?
Yeah.
With social media, with the news? Like, what's one thing you could do differently?
That's one small change.
Yeah, one small change to reclaim a little bit of your attention. Because in this world, it's a precious resource.
It really is.
And we've got to protect it.
We got to protect it.
So that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for listening.